8790. 800-504-8790. Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Hi, everyone. This is Matt Wazlowski, owner and general manager of 1039 WYAB. How much money does the state of Mississippi spend on advertising? A little over $10 million each and every year. Apparently, some people think that it's vitally important for the state of Mississippi to promote the Memorial Stadium, the Department of Marine Resources, soybean and rice products, MDOT, the State Fair, and the worst category of all, miscellaneous advertising expenditures for who knows what. And who pays for it all? In most cases, you, the taxpayer. I find that absolutely abhorrent. That's why 1039 WYAB refuses to accept advertising dollars from state government agencies. If you ever do hear a state agency advertising on WYAB, we're not getting paid for it. We stay on the air due to the support of the many businesses that you hear advertising every day on 1039 WYAB. So I only ask that you please tell our advertisers that you appreciate their support of 1039 WYAB. And keep listening. This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Fallout after President Trump accused a group of Democratic lawmakers of sedition, a crime punishable by death, for calling on members of the military to ignore illegal orders. Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy.
This puts all of our lives in jeopardy, right? What are we all doing right now? Democrats in Congress are on the phone with their chiefs of staff, beefing up our security.
Tennessee's Republican Congressman Tim Burchett.
If they're calling on our military to not do what the President of the United States says, I think that's some pretty dangerous times when we've got elected officials doing that. And I think that's
Punishable by death, you think?
if that's what the law calls for.
The president suggested on social media the Democrats be arrested and put on trial. New York's newly elected Democratic Socialist Mayor Zohran Mamdani will meet with President Trump at the White House today. CBS's Aaron Navarro.
Affordability seems to be the big focus for Mamdani, lowering costs, which is something that President Trump ran on in 2024. For his part, ever since Mamdani won the election and became the mayor-elect of New York City, President Trump has said that he wants New York to be successful.
The White House spokeswoman calls Mamdani a communist. The Trump administration wants to break decades of precedent with a proposal to open federal waters to new oil and gas drilling.
The Interior Department's plan calls for offshore lease sales along the California coast and new drilling 100 miles off Florida's west coast. There's strong opposition from California Governor Gavin Newsom and bipartisan opposition in Florida, including from Republicans Governor Ron DeSantis and Senator Rick Scott. Tourism and access to clean beaches are key parts of the economy in both states. Michael Toscano, CBS News, Washington.
Federal investigators have released a preliminary report on the deadly UPS cargo plane crash in Kentucky this month. Transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve.
The NTSB was able to recover components from that engine and the pylon that attaches the engine to the wing of the plane. What they found in some of those metal components were signs of fatigue cracks, fatigue in the metal, that it appears touched off this sequence of disaster.
A painting by a Mexican surrealist sets a record.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to sleep perchance, to dream, we come to El Sueño La Cama, one of Frida Kahlo's most storied, poignant, and psychologically complex self-portraits.
Kahlo's 1940 work, picturing her lying in bed, dreaming of a large skeleton overhead, has sold for $55 million. It's the highest price ever paid for one of her paintings. Kahlo was severely injured in a streetcar accident and spent much of her life in bed. This is CBS News.
The annual Progressive Keys to Progress program provides vehicles to deserving veterans, helping our heroes drive their lives forward. Learn more at keystoprogress.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Black Friday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Black Friday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDI.
News this hour is brought to you by the Rusty Healy Agency in Madison. Call Landon Thompson at 601-856-3681 to request a quote or learn more.
Mississippi may be in for quite a bit of rain. That starts today with an 80% chance and a high at 78. Tonight, rain chances are down to 20% with a low at 63. Saturday and Sunday, partly sunny with a high at 78 Saturday and 74 Sunday. With news on 103.9 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis. Rain and possibly some storms are back by Tuesday.
Later on, there could be the potential for isolated severe or strong to severe storms across the area Tuesday, along and just ahead of the cold front. We'll continue to monitor the pattern.
National Weather Service forecaster Mike Edmonston says by Thanksgiving morning, Mississippi may have gotten 2 to 4 inches of rain, and temperatures are expected to be below normal for Thanksgiving with a high at 59, but that's still a week away. And the Climate Prediction Center issued their outlook for the winter for the whole country Thursday, saying Mississippi will be slightly warmer than average and that the precipitation is likely to be right at normal or slightly below. A fire at the Best Western in Clinton Thursday morning started as a grass fire, then caught up on the side of the building, eventually reaching the roof and doing plenty of smoke damage on the inside. There were people staying there, but no one was hurt, and Clinton investigators are looking into the cause. He gave in to temptation, and that will cost 30-year-old Christopher Lofton, a former Pearl police officer who was responding to a call about a dying elderly woman 1 year ago and swiped $32,000 that was in her bedroom. It's earned him 20 years and a null and void law enforcement career. The Germantown High School game is being broadcast tonight here on WYAB. That's the quarterfinals for the Class 7A state championship, and the kickoff is at 7. They will be playing Tupelo. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the ChipMatthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away, yes, chip away, that's what I'm gonna do. Sweet little mama, I wanna get next to you.
And good Friday morning to you. It is the Chip Matthews Show here on WYAB, and I can't hear a thing. What the heck is going on? There it is, there it is, there it ain't, there it ain't. But anyway, how y'all doing today? We're here. We're trying to figure out the program, figure out what's going on in the world today. Let's see if this other headset will get me through today. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But anyway, how y'all doing? You know, 78% chance of rain today. There, I can hear myself now. 78% chance of rain. It's not good for Chippy. It's too much to do today. Good morning, Andy Devine. And all of y'all saying good morning to Dawn. Dawn is not with me this morning. She is in Starkville, of all places. Why would anybody want to go to Starkville? But anyway, she's in Starkville today. Good morning, Ricky Gray. Doing good. Hope you are too, buddy. Good morning to you. Shane Easley, good morning. Big Gun for 4126. Good morning. Shane Easley. Let's see. Ricky Gray, Beth O'Kane Ladner, Johnny Martin, Jolynn Michael, Jeff Thomas, Will Brown, and of course, I am here. That's good. and we're here on the program. Remember, hit the like, the love button, the share button, share the program. Let's grow the program where everybody can be involved. If you got something on your mind, let's call early and get on here. And let's see, where's that number? 601-879-0002, 601-879-0002. That is the call-in line. And it's nice and peaceful up here today. We don't have any women nagging. It's just me in the fire, all alone, doing the radio program. And let's review the week. Let's review. So, Rudy Warnock, Andrew Grant, Eric Gilkey, not sentenced this week like they're supposed to be. Usually that means somebody is talking. So it's been moved to December. So we'll find out what's going on with them soon. But they'll go to jail just in time for Christmas. Get in there and get to start enjoying some food when they lock them up. I mean, they probably won't make them report till next year. I mean, whatever. We've had lots and lots and lots and lots of drugs seized in the state. Good morning, Jenny Halford. About time you got up. And there's a lot of question as to why that. Now, since most of it was found out by the airport in Jackson, Warnock is the devil. No, a warlock is the devil. Warlock. You look at all the drugs, and then, of course, Jackson wants to keep control of the Jackson International Airport, which, of course, is the Jackson International connection to drugs, you could say. I mean, you tell me. Why did they want it so bad? Where do you find drugs? You find $500,000, what was it, $1 million worth of drugs out there the other day? Or did you find $1 million worth of drugs and cash? I can't remember. But ain't that? You got the guy that was sentenced in Pearl, the guy that the police officer went to jail for, there's $32,000 in cash in there. Let me go ahead and pick that up. That's an interesting situation. What else is going on in the world? There was somebody text me about 4 Jackson police officers that were fired yesterday. I've got to look up that, see what's going on. Brave Nation rolls into town today. That would be the Alcorn Braves. They have a pep rally at the Hilton on County Line Road today. So if you're going toward County Line Road this weekend, it may not be safe. Good morning, Helen. Checking in from Stark Vegas this morning. Yes, ma'am. And let's see what else is going on. With the pep rally, that means that the Soul Bowl, I guess they still call it that, will be played in the Memorial Stadium this week. Jackson State versus Alcorn State. That'll be going on. Let's see what else is going on in the news. Southern Lights transformed Trustmark Park into Holiday Wonderland. Federal swamp sweep. They're calling it the swamp sweep because they're cracking down on immigration in Mississippi and Louisiana. Louisiana's a swamp. Mississippi ain't no swamp. We're forgotten a lot of times, but we're the swamp. But in this immigration crackdown, why do they keep picking up more of Benny Thompson's law enforcement officials? Interesting, as they arrest people throughout the Delta. Well, let's see what else is going on. Clinton firefighters extinguished blaze at the Best Western. That was a good fire yesterday. And, of course, everybody's getting ready for Christmas. Up there in Canton, the Christmas will get kicked off next Friday. And you'll have the Christmas parades following a week later. But, it's a big time in Canton, big time in Brandon and Pearl as they all set up Christmas lights to get it all going in the right direction and get everybody in the Christmas spirit, which, of course, we all need to be planning to spend more time in the churches during the Christmas holiday season, since we got lucky when the government came back and opened back up. So we're not going to all starve for Thanksgiving. I mean, do you realize how quick that story went away? EBT, 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 EBT. Okay, I got some groceries. And then the only people complaining are those that are saying you got to reapply. Well, we'll make sure we're not giving them out too much. And you got a person that admitted to $400 million that they stole in COVID money. It just doesn't stop. Why be in government if you're going to be a thief? I mean, if you're going to be a professional thief, don't join the government. But we elect them, we put them in there, and then they steal. And then they let their buddies steal. And it's constant. It's constant. I see Channel 16 has their big turkey drive to fight hunger. Let's see who else. Everybody will be giving out turkeys. There'll be turkey. I remember when we used to, at one radio station, we used to do turkey bowling. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that? Where you take a bunch of frozen turkeys and you sit out there and you bowl with frozen turkeys. It's entertaining. Let me also remind everybody, Acme Pizza is still open there. If you ride up to it, you see 4 sheets of plywood over the front of the building. That's because you have to enter in the back, because the front of the building has not been repaired. And I mean, we're going on, let's see, that's been 2 months, going on 3. I don't know when we are going to have a front door again in our building, but we do have one in the back. So please come out and see us at Acme Pizza this weekend. Get you a pizza at one of the best pizzas in the world. Yes, Marvin Martian has said that. In the world, the universe. So y'all come try that. Also, this weekend, Ole Miss and State are off. So y'all find your favorite local restaurant and go see them. People that own these restaurants have been anticipating the season end of football, just where you will be in town. Okay. I know some of you will be taking off, going out to go hunting this weekend. Good morning, Michelle Dickerson and Ricky Gray. But, that is, and Russell McGuffey. That's what I was looking for. But that's the situation. You'll have those go out and hunting, and all the women that you leave at home will be coming out to Acme Pizza to see me. That's just the way it is, guys. Yeah. So you take them out to eat tonight, Friday night, to where they don't just all come out and hang out with me all weekend, because that's the way it is. Well, we're doing the show solo this morning without Dawn. So if you hear a moment of silence, that's just where she's supposed to be speaking and not filling in the gaps. And we'll be back. Remember, right here on WYAB today, we will have Germantown versus Tupelo, the 7A playoff game right here on this radio program, on this station. So you listen to that. We also carry LSU football. We also carry NFL football. And check your programming for when games are going to happen. We'll be back and talk a little bit more. We're going to talk some corruption. We're going to talk some Benny Thompson. We're going to talk what you want to talk about, too, if you'll give us a call here. It's at 601-879-0002. I am Chip Matthews. This is the Chip Matthews Show, minus Dawn McKenzie on WYAB. Minus Dawn McKenzie on W.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Hi, I'm Darrell Palmer, candidate for supervisor in Rankin County. Many will recognize my voice as the voice of the Northwest Rankin Cougars, as well as formerly the voice of the Mississippi Braves. Now I want to be your voice of District 2. I plan to provide strong, conservative leadership, focusing on maintaining and improving our property values, making smart, informed decisions regarding new development, doing what I can to maintain or improve our schools, fire and police protection, as well as roads and bridges. On December 2nd, I'm asking you to vote Darrell Palmer, your voice as Supervisor District 2.
If you want the best health care, where do you go? The Mayo Clinic. If you want the best care for your vehicle, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic does foreign and domestic vehicles and diesel repair. Mayo Auto Clinic has ASE certified techs with over 25 years of experience. You can extend the life of your car or truck when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic. For cost-effective repairs and maintenance, go to the best, Mayo Auto Clinic. Open weekdays at 7 a.m. Highway 18 in Raymond.
I'm speaking with Lee Bounds of Rapid Rate Mortgage. Why is Rita Jensen the type of real estate professional you are looking for?
As a mortgage professional, I look for making transactions easier, and Rita Jensen with Rematch Connection is a prime example of that. Her attention to detail, her strong communication skills really help us as a mortgage company make everything smooth. From start contract to close, she helps me.
RitaJensen.net.
Grizz Nation, Monday night features a big game matchup at FedEx Forum in Memphis as Jaren Jackson Jr. and your Memphis Grizzlies host Nick Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Catch it in person this Monday, November 23rd at 7 p.m. Get your tickets today, available online at grizzlies.com/tickets or in person at the FedEx Forum box office.
If you ever been stuck on the side of the road with engine trouble or because of an accident, you know how frustrating that can be. I'm Chad Stevens of Chad Stevens Record Service. We'll help take some of the stress out of the stressful situation. We've been rated by AAA as one of the top 10 towing services in the entire USA. Why? Well, just ask our customers. So keep our number in your cell phones and call us if you need us. 662-755-8645. That's Chad Stevens Record Service. 662-755-8645.
This ad is for all the guys who work hard and they expect their truck to do the same. At RPT Commercial, we have the accessories to help you on the job site. From names like Bedrock Flatbeds, WeatherGuard Toolboxes, Nap-High Service Bodies, ARE Camper Tops, Deck Storage Solutions, and so much more. Stop by our new store on Highway 80 in Pearl and check with our expert staff and see what they can do to make the job just a little bit easier on you. At RPT Commercial, trucks live here.
I like my insurance like I like my burrito, with everything rolled into one. Was in a state of craving amigo, till my agent showed me how it's done. He wrapped up my auto, my home, and my life. The discounts I'm getting are great. Everything good right there on one plate. Get to a better state, State Farm.
To keep more of your money in your pocket, call John Dorsa at 978-2302. Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled, and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, heard worldwide on WYAB.com and also live today in Palm Springs. No, not Palm Springs. Is it Palm Springs? Let me look at it. Palm Beach. We're also live in Palm Springs because some Johnny Carson's relatives checked in. But Mitch Tyner is down there in the Mar-a-Lago world, I guess you could say, and he's listening in Palm Beach this morning. Have a great weekend. Mitch from Mississippi, MAGA, Maha. Yes, sir. Let's see who else we got here. Mark Grissett, good morning. And there was somebody else I was supposed to yell at. But anyway, welcome to the program. We're talking about all things that need to be talked about. And one of those things is corruption. Yes, corruption. Yesterday we got on a little tear there, and people were saying, well, Chip, you mean when we go to the polls to vote, they need to redraw the lines? I go, yeah. And they go, well, who redraws the lines? I go, well, right now the supervisors do. They did it last time, and then they eased it through to get approved. Well, what if we want to change those lines? Well, it's called the court system. But in drawing these new lines that we need to draw that are, good morning, Rob Endress, that are not subject to, let's say, race, lines shouldn't be drawn because of race. You know, that's the whole thing here. And that's what people are trying to say is in the Supreme Court. When the Supreme Court finally rules on this case, it's going to be interesting because, you know, you have all these federal judges coming out saying the redistricting in Texas was wrong and the redistricting here was wrong. But then one of the cases that made it through recently was upheld, that the redrawing of the districts to eliminate race from the conversation of making the district changed everything. And when we quit, you know, if you look at it, you had Civil War. Yeah, that was bad back then. And we were a divided nation back then. And then inside each one of the nations, the North nation and the South nation, you were divided also because even up north, they weren't acceptance of blacks to do anything either. You know, they want to say they did all this stuff to help, but they didn't. And that's basically what's going on. And then you got the Democratic Party that got involved and did their little thing, and they continue to do their little thing, but they don't represent the black community. So what you really have here in America is one thing. We're supposed to all be equal. So there shouldn't be a Mississippi Black Caucus. There shouldn't be a United States Black Caucus. The Black Caucus is basically there to separate. So if we're going to constantly separate the races, then things should be a whole lot different in this world. You know, we should have town centers that this is the black government, this is the white government, right? Wrong. So how do we fix the problem of race when we don't want to address the problem of race? Gerald Steen admitted lines were drawn wrong and still voted for it. Yeah, Micah Goba, you know he's going to do it. What is coming to the res? Timothy Jenkins. Yeah, I saw a steakhouse that was coming to the res. A big steakhouse. And it's got great steaks. I know the guy that's going to be cooking and sourcing the meat. I mean, he's the guy. He is. Ooh, and the name of the and I heard the name of the place, the new steakhouse on the reservoir, is going to be called what was it? Oh, Fork and Flame. What a name! What a name! And I guess you got to. They don't need a knife to cut their steaks. Fork and Flame. But anyway, we'll wait and see with that when it opens. It'll be great. But you know, on the subject of race, can we all just get along? I mean, we seem to get along in this radio station. I mean, we are on the same team with Kim Wade, fighting against corruption, fighting against those who oppress us, and they oppress all of us, white and black, at the state level. And I keep seeing, you know, you know, Jason White has gone as far as to even start paying for ads that he's running on Facebook. It says advertisement and it's paid for, where he's pushing the agenda of what they want to do this in January. And I'm sure he's not paying for that. I'm sure that's coming out of our pocket, because just like all the money they spend on another radio station in the market, where it seems like online that somebody says that they want to fight with us because they've made some comments. I found that interesting that their show prep comes from our show. And when I mentioned it the other day, they came on the air immediately that day and showed their hand. How embarrassing. If we didn't have two factions of the Republican Party in Mississippi, things would be better. See, we talk about race in one set and separation. And then inside the Republican Party, we have a separation also. Yes, we have conservatives and non-conservatives. Now, they all claim to be conservative. They all claim to go to church and do all these great things every day. But, what you put on Facebook ain't always the truth. When you see their picture and they're all up there touting that they go to church and they do this, and you just look at it and just go, that ain't quite right. That ain't quite right. Good morning, Trina Vaughn. I mean, why can't the Republican Party be the Republican Party and be MAGA? It's like, for instance, when we went down to I was a delegate this past year when we were getting ready to put Donald Trump on the ballot, and it was adamant that if you were going to come, you were told by PIM members that you would have to vote for Donald Trump to be on the ballot. Now, a real MAGA Republican like myself, you ain't got to tell me who to vote for. You shouldn't have to tell anybody who to vote for. But we had delegates from Madison County who opted out of coming because they didn't want to vote for Trump. And I think not going to the convention based on that criteria, and one of them was even a local mayor that didn't show up. But I mean, they wanted somebody else. They're not MAGA Republicans. They're not for the same thing we're for. They want to see a divided nation, a divided group. That's how come we can't get any laws passed in this state to help the people. We help the politicians. We help everybody else. We got a new data center coming in Vicksburg now, another $3 billion. Y'all, there's so much money coming into Mississippi, you got to start questioning the data centers. What the heck is going on? Are we just going to be the breaker box of the world here in Mississippi? I don't know. I don't understand it. Got to ask questions. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show without Don McKenzie on WYAB. Got to ask questions. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show without
1039 WYAB.
Hi, I'm Darrell Palmer, candidate for supervisor in Rankin County. Many will recognize my voice as the voice of the Northwest Rankin Cougars, as well as formerly the voice of the Mississippi Braves. Now I want to be your voice of District 2. I plan to provide strong conservative leadership, focusing on maintaining and improving our property values, making smart, informed decisions regarding new development, doing what I can to maintain or improve our schools, fire and police protection, as well as roads and bridges. On December 2nd, I'm asking you to vote Darrell Palmer, your voice as Supervisor District 2.
it can be hard to move past the guilt, times of weakness and regret, knowing you weren't there for your family when they needed you the most. But there is life after addiction. We're seeing broken families restored, one man at a time, through our vehicle, cash, and thrift store donations. It's given Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge the ability to help these men succeed in having better lives. Donate a vehicle, running or not, and we'll come pick it up. Call today, 601-572-7296, or visit us at vehicledonationsms.com.
Bank Plus makes it easier to bank. With extended drive-through hours plus 24/7 online and mobile banking, we're here when you need us. Lost your debit card? Get a new one instantly at any Bank Plus location. No waiting for the mail. And interactive teller machines offer drive-up personal service 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
CBS News Brief. The White House is defending President Trump for accusing Democratic lawmakers of seditious behavior punishable by death over a video encouraging military members to ignore illegal orders. The president's spokeswoman, Caroline Levitt.
To suggest and encourage that active duty service members defy the chain of command is a very dangerous thing for sitting members of Congress to do, and they should be held accountable.
Levitt says a, quote, communist will be at the White House today. New York's newly elected Democratic Socialist Mayor Zohran Mamdani meets with the president. CBS's Aaron Navarro.
This is something, speaking to reporters on Thursday, that Mamdani said is customary for the mayor of America's biggest city to do.
New information on the deadly UPS cargo plane crash in Kentucky. Correspondent Chris Van Cleve.
The newly released NTSB preliminary report says investigators found evidence of fatigue cracks in the metal components attaching the engine to the wing.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
After 16 wonderful years serving our community, Lewis Furniture Store in Clinton is closing its doors. The owners are moving to Tennessee to be closer to their children and 6 beautiful grandchildren. That means it's your last chance to save big during their final day's store closing sale. Every item must go before they close for good on November 22nd. They're open every day until 8 p.m. except Sunday, so don't wait. Stop by Lewis Furniture and take home the quality you love before it's gone forever. Located on Highway 80 in Clinton, Mississippi, right next to Nukes.
Tri-County Tree Service, the Jackson Metro's premier company to handle all of your tree service needs. Russ Borland and his team specialize in large tree, low-impact removal. Tri-County Tree Service has the right equipment to safely handle the most technical trim jobs or tree removals. Storm damage can happen year-round, so let them clean it up and they'll deal with your insurance claim. Tri-County Tree Service, by phone at 601-TREE-GUY or online at tricotreeservice.com. That's tricotreeservice.com.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, the most important part of your day. Waking up, getting out of the house, getting to work. Yeah, that's what I'm on the air for, while you scratch your butt and get in the shower. Anyway, Ricky Gray says the data centers will bring in tons of jobs through, though, and the money and more technology to Mississippi, which we agree to that. Joe Lynn, after the data centers are built, only a handful is needed to operate. Now, they were talking, I mean, you would think, like, for instance, the numbers on the one in Vicksburg that's being built now, the Amazon over there, that $3 billion that they're putting into that one. Now, what they say, now, what we've known throughout all these building of the data centers is going into this, the state of Mississippi, we're saying we need laborers. We need people to go and learn how to be electricians and learn how to be plumbers and build things and drive trucks and this, that, and the other. That was what the state was pushing. And to build these things, there are more jobs building them than jobs that will be there when it's over. For instance, at the data center, after building a $3 billion data center, there'll only be 200 jobs, just to correct you, Ricky Gray, unless the news was wrong. And I can't imagine the news being wrong, but there will be more jobs and higher paying jobs. But the question is, why Mississippi all of a sudden? Now, we know that the energy at one point when we needed electricity, and we were talking that, and they did some special dispensations for them up in the one they were building in Canton, and they left it open-ended on power grids being built. Not grids or whatever, but more power plants being built because each one of these data centers, the one in Canton, is doubling the output of the entire state in electricity. That's how much we need. Okay? So each time we open up another data center, how much more power do we need? And is that being passed on to us? These are the questions that we need to worry about. Are they passing all the savings on to us to where we're building data centers? Good morning, WYAB.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Speaking of all of the data centers, did you see the video or have you shared the video of the big transformers they brought right down through the middle of the city of Canton yesterday?
No, I did not.
And there were I think there were 8 of them because one of the posts said, "Oh, here we go, and here's 7 more to go." And I think they had to, I'm not for sure, but I think they had to move lines and stuff to get those things down through the middle of town. But they were headed east. The Amazon plant is west of town.
Well,
so
you also have...
Where were they going with them?
Well, you have the new data centers that are being put in at, you've got one at the corner toward Meridian. You got one down there. But
this is right here in Canton.
Well, and look, now I do know that they're in Canton. We have backup diesel generators that are going to supply 10 megawatts. I believe it's megawatts of power. That in case anything goes down, you can. That's the backup power, and it already. I mean. They've been test running those things forever. I'm wondering if they're bringing in more of that because those have already been built. And so when you hear that we're out of electricity around, that doesn't make any sense because now we have generators that kick on because they're going to keep the data centers from ever going down because they can't go down.
I understand. I just thought it was very interesting. Go and look at Clay Mansell's Canton News post.
Okay.
With those generators coming through town. They were monstrous. Had the whole city shut down so they could come through town.
Well,
instead of using the Parkway or Highway 16.
And
I'm not real sure where they were going.
Well, the way that works is this. In Canton, you can, although it says you can't use those roads to drive trucks through,
exactly.
They're not going to pull anybody over. They never pull anybody over through there. So, I mean, for God's sake, I guess I will be the first one that gets pulled over now because of that. But I mean, we don't enforce all the laws. And that's just that.
Well, if anybody knows where those big generators or whatever they were called were going or why they came through the middle of town, maybe they could call into the radio station.
Yes, I'll check on that. Thanks for calling. And there you go. There are things going on all around us that we don't know. You would think we would know. You'd think we'd hear about it. And we don't. And the data centers, I'm not against the data centers. I'm for progress. I'm for technology. I'm for moving forward. Okay. I'm for capitalism, but I'm not for capitalism the way Jason White says he's for capitalism because he thinks it's wrong. He made a comment in a news article saying, it's hard to be against the big box stores, the drug stores. We're talking about drug stores real quick here. when all they're doing is growing and expanding. And I'm like, well, hold on. You're killing the local economy of the small pharmacy by cutting it off. Because remember, the big box stores are the middlemen that give out the money on these things. They're in the middle. And then, of course, there are insurance companies on top of that. We know how insurance companies make all their money. They tell us they're going to do everything in the world for us. And then sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. But they're going to make you jump through hoops no matter what. And the big box stores are in this medical insurance, everybody is trying to get a piece of us. You know, Trump came out and had all these drugs reduced down to nothing. That's good. That's good. But what's going to happen in the future? I mean, they got to make a dollar. You know, and you look at the subsidies that go to these programs and the money they hand out for everything that goes on, you know, it doesn't make sense. And for Jason White to be supportive of big box stores taking over, that's insane. And then, of course, he's for education freedom. Now, all of us in the non-political world, I mean, and not actually elected into politics, the people that vote have been told that, you know, basically this is going to be the money's going to follow the kid. If your kid's going to a private school, the money's going to go to there, and it's going to reduce the money that is available and all of this stuff. But that's not happening this time. That's not happening in the bill they want to put forward this year. They need to reevaluate the entire system of what they're going to do. They're going to allow public-to-public transfers. And the only thing that's going to really benefit is sports programs. If you didn't win a title this year, we'll go to South Jackson. We'll go find us a big running back and bring him on over. Get him into school. Give him a car where he can get to school. You know, these are the things that are going to happen. They're saying they're not going to have those things happen, but they're going to happen. Let's go to the phone. YB. Hello. Hello.
ChipMatthews.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, ChipMatthews?
I'm doing all right.
Don McKenzie is in today.
No, she's not in. She,
So look,
she's lazy.
Yesterday, she's not lazy. That's you.
Yeah.
Yesterday you discussed something, and I was not able to call in because I don't have WYB number saved.
Okay.
I always have to Google it to get it.
Why don't you save it?
Anyway, and I have not been listening to you this morning. I have no idea what you was talking about, but I did want to bring up a factual point. On yesterday, I was finna feed 285 people, so I was
right.
My hands was full of stuff. I was cooking, right?
All right.
But anyway, you discussed about Yandell Road and the people saying that they did not want the D.R. Horton home.
Right.
That is very factual.
Right.
I think it should be said that there's 5,500 registered voters on and around in the Fairview community. That's the precinct in which it used to be one precinct. Now
right.
But anyway, back then there was one. 2,700 people that's registered voters of that precinct said we do not want D.R. Horton on Yandell Road.
That's correct.
And instead of our supervisor supporting the constituent, he went a different direction.
Correct. And I remember in the court, and when people were up there complaining and said, well, they're going to sue us anyway. Just y'all sue us. And the people aren't going to sue. D.R. Horton had the money and lawyers there in place. The other side that was fighting against him, we shouldn't have to get a lawyer to fight against the supervisors we elect.
My biggest thing the biggest problem I have is when the supervisors act something, instead of him taking ownership of the job, he told the people of Deerfield, hey, I'm going to plan a meeting with you guys and D.R. Horton. You guys negotiate a deal on what y'all want the house sizes to be and y'all meet common ground, and y'all make a decision on what side of these houses is going to be.
Right.
As a supervisor, the direction should come from you.
Correct.
I'm not going to vote to approve this if the house is not a minimum of 1,800 square feet.
Right.
A constituent can't make that type of mandate.
No.
Well, we had that meeting with D.R. Horton, and D.R. Horton only wanted us to see the homes that they wanted to build.
Yeah.
They didn't. They gave us a breakdown on how many 1,400 square foot homes they're going to build, how many 1,500 square foot homes they're going to build, how many 1,800 and how many 2,100 square foot homes they're going to build.
And didn't they have a big? Didn't they have a big? Didn't they have a big open house this week?
I have not been following the D.R. Horton situation that much.
Okay.
Because I've been swamped.
Well, yeah, our supervisors will be there for the grand opening, and I was just curious as to how many people would actually show up to go look, or if they would show up and rally against them.
Was it this week?
Yes, it's this week, or it's this weekend.
I have smoked 16 turkeys this week.
And how many cigars?
Well, believe it or not, I only had one yesterday. I normally have 3.
Okay.
I was working that much.
Okay.
But anyway, I thank God today is Friday. That's all I can say. Nissan, and Walmart have really supported me this week.
Okay.
I've been busy. But anyway, I wish I would have known anything about it, and I would have tried to stick my head in the door at least for a little while, even if I was just there to agitate the situation.
Well, I mean,
not even say anything, because when I enter the room, they put me out.
And when those people, now the funny thing is, when those people start moving in those houses, the road is just going to get. There's going to be more cars, and now you have the people from Reunion coming over to 51 to enjoy our 1-lane traffic on 51.
Yeah. The D.R. Horton's supposed to build 700 homes.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to use the same scenario that I used in my neighborhood.
Right.
Most of those households are going to be 2-car households.
Right.
You're talking about another 1,400 cars being added to Yandell Road.
Oh, yeah.
Already crumbling infrastructure. And they say they're going to start construction on Yandell Road. But they have been saying that since I moved there.
Oh, yeah.
I moved there at 18. And when I moved there, I was like, wait a minute. This is the morning commute? My first day leaving home to go to work. I left home. I was like, man, I'm 6 miles from work. I left home at 6:30, and I barely made it to work on time. Like, I made it at 1 or 2 minutes before I had to clock in. And my house is only 6.1 miles from my job. I thought that was crazy.
That's why you need a helicopter.
I don't make enough money
Oh,
to
I'm
own
sorry.
a helicopter.
Well, I have one.
You got.
I'll pick you up.
Come pick a friend up every morning.
I'll just pick you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
your live band that's going to be at Acme Pizza this weekend?
We don't have a live band this weekend at Acme Pizza. We're still going through construction now. Out at Rattlers Ferry Trading Post, they have Bubba Wingfield and friends. Y'all go out and support Bubba, and of course it's steak night out there. And
that's tonight, right?
That's tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, all right, Chip. I just wanted to shed a little light on the Yandell Road and the petition that was signed with 2,700 voters said that we did not want it. In particular, the only people we're allowed to sign that petition was registered voters, and
in the area.
in the area.
Yeah.
Now I take that back. It was about 3,100 voters that was across Madison County. But in particular to that voting precinct was 2,700. And there was a team of people that went back and verified that it was 2,700 registered voters for that particular area. So we wanted to, and we presented the facts when we went to the Madison County Board of Supervisors meeting. And it was like, oh, y'all gonna get it. Y'all just need to negotiate the size. We don't want it. We can't stop growth in Madison County because y'all don't want no traffic.
Well, They can't, whether they can stop growth if they can't build a road. I mean, they got the money.
Absolutely.
And if they take the money home with them, then we don't have the money.
Well, I don't know how they're doing that part.
Well, I mean, you had the $2.7 million that disappeared. You heard any more about it coming back? You heard anybody arrested for stealing the $2.7 million?
Well, I did hear where it was successfully, most of it successfully gotten back, right?
Well, no, they're still a few million short. But the reality is, who'd you get it back from? Who did you get it back from? You got to get money back. You got to know where it came from. One of them, I was told, came back in a cashier's check. I said, well, whose name was on the cashier's check? We don't know.
It came back in a cashier's check?
Yeah. You can trace a cashier's check.
It came back in a cashier's check. You know exactly who it came from.
Right.
Wow. Well, all right, Chip, I got to get in here to the plant.
We can have a good time this weekend. Get some work done.
No, getting some rest this weekend and partying a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
See you later.
See ya. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show without Don McKenzie on WYAB. See ya. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show without Don.
1039 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris at Fannin Mart on the Res is quickly becoming Rankin County's go-to spot for pizza, burgers, pasta, appetizers, daiquiris, and more. Try their famous Wheel of Flavor pizza. You can add up to 3 different specialty pizzas onto one pie, such as the Margarita, Sergeant Pepperoni, Acme Beet Buster, Pig, Pesto Chicken, the Old Mexico, the Supreme, or hey, just build your own custom pizza. Acme also has a full bar with 9 different frozen daiquiris to choose from. Open daily at 4 p.m. Acme Pizza and Daiquiris.
Hey, this is Ben Ingram from the Braves Radio Network. We're in commercial right now, so I want to let my sister take over and tell you about Hometown Property Group.
Thanks, Ben. This is Mary Claire Putman with Hometown Property Group. Whether you're buying or selling, we are committed to guiding you through your real estate transaction with integrity, exceptional service, and remarkable results. Madison County has been my home for 40 years. I'd love to help make it yours, too.
That's Hometown Property Group. Give them a call at 601-853-6080.
Venable Glass is your local glass expert, offering residential, automotive, and commercial glass. Venable Glass can do it all. What sets Venable Glass apart from the rest? Unmatched reliability and customer service. Don't forget, tell your insurance company that you want to use Venable Glass. And remember, you do have a choice. Let Venable Glass work hard to earn your business. Call Venable's Ridgeland or Brandon locations today for a free estimate or visit venableglass.com.
Men, let's talk about low testosterone. Do you suffer from any of these symptoms? Low sex drive, ED. Are you always tired, depressed? You have loss of muscle mass? You're obese? Maybe you have loss of focus and drive? Then you, my friends, may suffer from low testosterone. Let my buddies over at Men's Health in Mississippi, located right there in Madison, check your numbers today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. Check them out online at menshealthms.com. That's menshealthms.com. Men's Health Mississippi.
The holidays are here, and the magic is back at Manja Benet.
Give the gift of great taste with our 3-in-1 gift card. Good at Bravo, Broad Street, and Salon Mookie's.
And here's where the holiday magic really happens. Buy 3 gift cards, get 1 free, and 10% goes to charity.
Perfect for family, friends, or a little something for you. Celebrate the season with the Bravo, Broad Street, Salon Mookie's 3-in-1 gift card, available online or at any of our restaurants.
3 great restaurants, 1 magical gift.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today. Like the Kubota L-Series compact tractor, the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., C-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $3,500. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Divini Equipment, serving you in Madison and Jackson. Stop, call, or click at DiviniEquipment.com.
This holiday, money should never stand between you and your dreams.
At Juniker's, there's always a way. I'm Corey Ravenstein.
And I'm John Ravenstein. That's why, given the high interest rates, we're now offering special 3 years interest-free financing at Juniker Jewelry Company. That's 3 years, 36 months, interest-free financing for qualified buyers.
Buy those gorgeous $5,000 diamond stud earrings she's always wanted from Juniker's and pay just $139 per month.
Buy that big, beautiful $10,000 diamond ring and pay just $277 per month.
Buy a $3,000 diamond tennis bracelet for just $84 per month.
Whatever you want at Juniker Jewelry Company, just divide the price by 36 and that's your monthly payment.
Shop now for Christmas and save.
Because right now, through the end of the month, get 3 years, 36 months, interest-free.
Juniker Jewelry Company, Mississippi's direct diamond importer. 1485 Highland Colony Parkway, just south of 463 in Madison, and JunikerJewelry.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show. The most important part of your day, the day part you wake up. If you wake up, it's going to be a great day. If you don't wake up, you might live in Jackson. Anyway, y'all, keep in mind this weekend the gun and knife time starts a little earlier with the getting dark at 5. So y'all be careful out there and be thankful. I had a guy call me on the phone. I wish I could get into that, but we're about through the show. He's talking about term limits and getting rid of all these crooked politicians that we have. And I hate to call them crooked politicians, but we got a slew of them. We got a bunch of them, and they just don't care about the people at all. And we keep electing them, or do they just keep finding a way to get back in? One thing or the other. You know, Benny's been in office a long time. Delbert's done everything they do to rig it up for him. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Clay Edwards' show is coming up at 7:07. Then, of course, y'all don't miss Kim Wade this afternoon. Also, Andrew Gasser at 10 o'clock. And then, of course, we have the Blues and Arts Hour. See y'all.